Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Today, we're talking about when someone else hurts you.
hmm Sometimes the pain that you are carrying isn't caused from your own choices,
Mhm.
it's from somebody else's, what they
Yeah.
did to you. For example, as a child, I experienced a lot of sexual trauma, and it wasn't all from strangers either. And those actions, they hurt me and caused me to be self destructive and rebel. In life, it got really difficult for me,
Mhm.
and I ended up getting involved in the legal system. However, all those actions were rooted in the pain that others caused me, and I really didn't know how to deal with it.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that story. We all have stories where we have hurt people and where we also have been hurt. In your situation, it was easy to see that that kind of hurt can feel confusing. You didn't choose it, you were a
Mhm.
child, you didn't cause it, but there you are, still left carrying the weight.
Mhm. Yeah, when somebody else hurts you, it can feel like a loss.
Hmm.
You grieve what you thought was real, you grieve what actually could have been,
Hmm.
and you grieve trust and safety, and you also grieve protection, and you question who you are,
Yeah.
and you lack confidence in yourself and in others.
Yeah. And, healing from that kind of wound can definitely take time because you may
Mhm.
feel anger, sadness, fear, or even self doubt.
Mhm.
Uh, these emotions, it's important to remember that those emotions don't make you weak. It just shows that what happened to you mattered.
Mhm. Yeah, a big part of my healing was forgiveness. Forgiveness for
Mm,
me,
yeah,
forgiveness for the others,
yeah,
which is often misunderstood because it doesn't mean excusing what happened.
that's true.
And it doesn't even mean rushing into reconciliation. And it doesn't mean ignoring boundaries either.
Hmm.
I did forgive the people that hurt me, but for me, and I don't have contact with some of them, which gave me good boundaries.
Yeah, that's
hmm
a good point. That's a good point to make. Healing begins with truth. Naming the hurt honestly is important, right? So I feel betrayed or ashamed or whatever it may be. And it's important because you are connecting the way you feel to the emotion. But I think it's also important to allow Yahweh to meet us where we are. And it's normal to question him, to ask,
hmm
why did you allow this to happen? But it's so important not to lose faith as many people do after they've been hurt, because he will help you heal when you're ready.
hmm Yeah, many times I didn't feel loved, but Yahweh cares very deeply about those who have been wounded.
Yes, he
I know
does.
this firsthand.
Hmm.
And He doesn't ask you to pretend, and He invites you to bring the pain to Him.
Hmm.
And He will be there with you through the entire process, which begins with breaking the silence
Hmm.
and being honest about the hurt and the pain and the anger. And eventually, healing will begin and reconciliation, of course, if it's possible,
Hmm.
but definitely forgiveness is a must.
Yeah, it's so important not to get stuck in the anger or bitterness phase like a lot of people do, because it will prevent you from healing properly, which is
Mhm,
important. Trust may be rebuilt slowly, or in some cases, as we mentioned, not at all.
mhm.
But your healing is important because it most certainly will affect the future. Not just your future, but your relationships and the way you feel about yourself. So remember that healing doesn't depend on what somebody else is doing. It really depends on you.
hmm
Hmm.
Yeah, it's so important to realize that healing can take time.
Yes.
For me, it wasn't until I was an adult when I realized how much my childhood trauma had affected me.
Hmm.
I believe that my poor choices as an adult were directly connected to the fact that I did not properly heal from all the trauma I
Hmm.
had. So if that's you, please don't wait.
Yeah, don't wait.
Yeah, if you're carrying the pain of somebody else's actions towards you
Hmm.
that hurt you, please hear this.
Yeah, listen, our Savior sees you. He does.
He sure does.
Hmm.
And your pain matters.
Yeah, and healing is possible and important and necessary.
Mhm. And you don't have to walk it alone or
No.
even in silence.
So don't be afraid to seek help.
Get the help that you need, and
Yes.
we are here for you.
Hmm.
So, this is Growing But Grounded. Join us next time for another discussion about our life, the lessons we've learned, our marriage, and our faith.
Hey, see you soon.